what we suggest that you put each person as, so you know what to do when it comes time to sign someone up, and also how to follow through, the importance of it, and how to answer people's questions. But if you have something specific you want to ask us, let us know.
Probably not exactly. I guess my main thing is, I think it's time. Everybody's watching me. Everybody asks me, and it's like I have no idea that there's so many people who are asking and watching. So I think they're just kind of holding out, waiting and waiting. And then somebody even came up to me tonight and said, "Oh, guess what? I wasn't ignoring you." And I'm like, I didn't know that you were you were ignoring me, because I sent her a message about it. So, and then somebody else said the same thing. So it's like they're thinking, and they're like, things are turning, but it's like they have to be, I don't know, it has to be that they really want.
Okay, yes. So hold on a sec. One thing I think people are doing is also waiting to see when it's gonna stop working for you. Like for us, my parents, I kept saying, "Come on, guys, I really feel great about this," and they would say, "Well, we're just going to see how Brenlyn does on it first. We're waiting to see what's going to happen." And then when I got on it, they felt the same way. So I've noticed a lot of people are just saying, a couple admit and they say, "Oh, I'm just watching," or people do it silently. So I think part of it is because they have no knowledge of what it's about. They're either too embarrassed or too scared or too lazy to ask. And another part is, if it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true, which it's not, as we've all found. So
True. Well, and this one lady who her neighbor does it, her neighbor's bugged her before, that she is asking me about it, and she's, every time she sees me, she's like, "Okay, how do you feel? How do you feel?" and this week has been a little rough, actually. So, and I told her that. I said, "This week has been kind of rough."
You're going to have those, though, and you have to make sure people understand that this isn't a cure. You still have colitis.
Right. And that's what I told her. I said, now, but compared from me to now, from December, I'm a heck of a lot better, but this week is rougher than it has been. So I said, you know, and she understands that. So
okay. So go ahead.
But it's just the forward process. Does that make sense? So it's like I'm not bugging them, but I keep on asking. In a sense, I'm asking. So I'm like, oh, so
you're sharing.
Yeah.
Sharing with them.
Yes.
And you're not pushing, you're sharing because you love them and you want to share your excitement with what you have found that helps you.
Right. And like certain people say something, I said, "This is why you need to get this stuff." And this one lady said, "I just don't know if I want to pay for that much." And I'm like, well, it's worth it.
Well, and see,
for a month to see if it works.
This is what I learned, Carrie. I've been watching a lot of, because this week, business-wise, has been super, super rough for me, okay? 3 full days, which probably doesn't sound like a lot, but for me in my journey, it's been like upbeat. It's just been going. It's been great business for me, okay?
Right.
In the last 3 days, we had a really, really hard client for me. And it was so emotionally upsetting to me that it took me out 3 days. I sat there and just pretty much was like, poor me at Nikki's when we were working together. Like, I was crying. It hurt me really bad. Just because, well, for one, it was my mom's really, really good friend, and I was afraid that it was ruining the friendship because this lady was just a negative person. Anyways, I'm not going to get into what happened with that. But you're going to have times like that where you have things like that happen. And I don't remember where I was getting to, but it was really good.
It was a great thought while it lasted. This has been our life tonight.
It was so good and
Okay,
it slipped.
well, while you're thinking about that, I'm going to go into, do you have any more on that? I'm gonna kind of address it a little.
No, I have noticed, and I've told myself, since so many people are watching me, I have to post every day.
Mhm.
So, and it's really hard sometimes because when I work, it's
Do
hard.
it when you're pooping.
Yeah, I know,
No,
exactly.
I'm not kidding
But
you.
I
Like,
need
my
to-
best
I need to
posts
say
come when
more
I'm
things.
sitting on the toilet.
I know.
They do.
I know.
Because
We call them poop posts. That's what Texas calls them.
Exactly.
Know that you're in the bathroom, go in the bathroom when you're posting.
okay,
I know. I want to put that detox one on.
that's the thing I
Actually.
remembered. So on those YouTube videos that I was watching, because I struggle so bad, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to educate myself like crazy. So I would get on YouTube and I
Okay.
would Google, like, I wanted to learn about what each product was. I want to educate myself more, because the more educated I am, the more people trust in me that I can handle their health issues.
Right.
Two, when people talk about the money issue, okay, we were taught in one of these YouTube videos that when they say, hey, I just can't afford this, this is just something that we can't fit in our budget right now, you empathize with them. You say, I totally understand.
The Phil Felt Found.
You say,
What did you say?
It's called the Phil Felt Found method. Keep going.
Oh, okay. Okay.
so basically you empathize with them, saying, you know, like for me, I responded to one person that was trying to turn me down. I tried to get them before they kept saying no, no, no. So when they were saying, oh, I just don't have it in my budget right now, or we have to afford a lot of things, I totally understand. It sucks. I says, you know, with Brinland's medical bills and everything, they've been coming in like crazy. And I was super hesitant at first because I just couldn't figure out how we were going to fit it in our budget. But I have found that I am saving money because we're going to the doctor less, we're saving on co-pays, doctor visits, medications. And so I totally understand with you. And we know that there should be no reason for you to have to pay for your products. So there are ways that we can help you get your products paid for. Then that way you're eliminating a lot of the no's that could have came in, or the excuses they could have given you,
The objections.
the objection.
Oh,
So
that's a good point.
empathizing with each thing and trying and figuring out what you can give back of what you're going through too, so that they understand that, oh yeah, the money and the products don't just fall off the trees for us Plexus people. You know, we're in this.
Oh, right. That's a good way. I didn't know if I should bring that up, how I should bring that up. So that's a good point.
Yeah.
So just
You know, and you
say
also
you can
want
get
to
your
make sure
product
that,
paid for too.
yeah, like I haven't paid for my products since my very first order because I've shared it and people have asked questions and I've got people that have ordered. So I haven't paid for my products since day one. Like my very first order was my only time I've done it. And you can say that to people, you know, and
Let them
it's
know they're
super
not
easy.
required to sell.
No, and it's different to get their products paid for versus selling and running a business, because
True.
getting your products paid for, it's your three of your closest friends or family or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not as easy, because there's people that it took 5 months for them to be able to get 3 people under them. Other people,
Right.
you know, people have trust in them. And so they just, you know, will jump on right off the bat. I
Right.
had a couple that did jump on right off the bat with me, but then, you know, it took me a while to really get things going. And I hit a lot of hurdles. So my journey hasn't been as super easy and quick as some people. You know, I have hit a lot of struggles and a lot of things, but my determination and my why is deep enough that I've been able to get over those hurdles. So the biggest thing is you need to make sure you know what your why is. This company you cannot succeed in this company if you do not have a why. And the why needs to be deep to the core. Okay, so say a why for somebody is, I need to make some extra money, or I need to get my products paid for. Well, why? So you have, okay, I need to get my products paid for because I need these products to, you know, feel better. Okay, why? Like you really
Okay.
got to get down so that it hurts to the core of your why. And as soon as you find that one and it's deep and it's strong, there's nothing that's going to stand in anybody's way at this point. Okay? So then, you know, the fortune is in the follow-up. So you've got people that are asking questions. Now, majority of the time, there's a very few that will start right off the bat with you that take a couple of contacts and they're ordering. But majority of them are, it takes 8 to 10 times of contacting them before they actually jump aboard and order and give it a try. So don't think
that many times.
Yeah, it's a lot of times, okay? So don't think that they're, if they've ignored you or if they've told you not right now, that it's done and over with, okay? You put them back to the back of your list and you follow up with them a little longer. If they ignore you, you keep throwing little bits of information to them. Figure out what they're struggling with and what they need, okay? We base a lot of our posts on our potentials. So if we've had somebody we've been talking to and we know something that they struggle with, like they've mentioned that they can't sleep very well or they have gut problems or their energy, they just don't have enough energy, we base a post strictly on that person. We don't mention that person.
Good point.
But we focus on something that they have mentioned because you want your posts to snag somebody. So that's why we say use the posts of all sorts, okay? So somebody's struggling with heartburn. We're going to put something out there of the gut and reflux and how the gut is from here to here and a probiotic helps with it all, okay?
Even if it's something as simple as like going to, like I told you, Pinterest and finding a picture of the body and how it does the different arrows with this thing affects this part of the body, and then doing your own little words on top of it if that's what is easier for you in those short moments that you do have time to post.
Well, if you notice, mine are short.
And that's
good.
okay,
That's
because not
good.
everybody wants to read these long posts.
Right.
They want them
Right.
short and simple. So think about people that you've talked to, okay?
Okay.
And think about things that they're struggling with, okay?
And
So personalize it. But the post is going to be geared towards them, but not specifically for them. Does that make
You're not
sense?
going to say, hey, Julia, this is for you.
Yeah. And make them,
Right.
make them super short. Make it so that, you know, you get to the point really fast because you don't have a lot of time in your day.
Okay. Right.
And you know, Lisa's working several hours a day. You have maybe 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 15 minutes there, okay?
Right.
In your day. So you want to utilize
not that much in my day when I work.
Right. But I'm saying, okay, you have one 15-minute block in your day. Okay?
I'm giving you a hard time. Okay.
No, you're totally fine. But let's say you only have one 15-minute block. Okay. So you're going to do a post based on something you've talked to somebody about, get it out there. And that person's going to start to think and go, I can relate to this. Because see, not everybody can relate to your colitis story.
True.
But people can relate to gut health. People can relate to lack of sleep. People can relate to the lack of energy. People can relate to the sugar cravings. People can, relate, you know, to the bloating or diarrhea. They can relate to that stuff. So base it around other people. Okay. And then following up with people.
I probably should when I talk to them, I should personalize, like you said, personalize it more and ask them the question, what's bothering you or what.
Questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every message. Keep them talking. So they ask a question. You want to give them basic answer and follow with a question.
Right.
Okay? So you want to keep your messages short, but you want to end with questions because then it keeps the conversation going. And you answer their question, but don't give them all the information in one paragraph or one message because then they're not going to ask any more questions.
Oh.
Right?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And it's basically in person. So they'll ask me, and I don't know how far to go. That's what I'm saying, but I like what you're saying.
Yeah, well, you can have it in your mind what you want to say, okay? So first of all, they say, well, what is Plexus? That's a lot of times what we get, okay? Or what are these products doing for you? So Plexus, what is Plexus? Plexus are plant-based supplements. It's a company that produces plant-based supplements that help us reduce cellular inflammation, gut health, and blood sugar stabilization.
That's
Do
great.
you what health concerns do you have? And then they can say, gosh, well, I don't have any energy, yada, yada, yada. And you say, I have something for that. Would you be interested in more information? And they say, yeah. And you say, okay, my pink drink, it helps with blood sugar stabilization and it's super yummy. Do you want me to, things like that. And then you start asking questions. It depends on where the conversation goes. Okay. So then they ask, maybe there's, oh my gosh, you look great. What are you doing? Well, I'm taking these plant-based supplements that are helping me with my gut health. And, what kind of health concerns do you have? And then you can get into things like that. And then they start to open up, especially if they're people you talk to on a regular basis, because then you're going to know what's going on in their life. You're going to know what kind of things they're struggling with, or, they can't get through a shift without a Coke or without a coffee. And you can say, hey,
caffeine.
Or you can say, hey, see this little pink drink right here? It makes a huge difference. It'll help you get off of that and help you get sustained energy throughout the day, and you can give them a sample if you want, or, you can text me. I could probably send out a sample if I've got extras.
It's like, let me give you an example. We were at the bank the other day together, and there was a lady that had tons of Starbucks,
2 Starbucks
cappuccino drinks on her table. I looked at Nikki. I started laughing. I was like, if I had the courage, I'd go up to her and say, you struggle with energy. Why do people drink coffee?
Yeah, because they struggle with energy.
Yeah, or craving it. And so then boom, pink drink, So automatically you're going to start like observing what people do, or
I've already done that. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, this lady who did her taxes did the same thing. I'm looking at her, but I can see, I'm like, I think she's anemic. And I think she has some health issues.
Yeah. See, cause you can look at it as a medical thing.
A medical thing.
What things they need. By what they're deficient by, what they're using and what they're taking, what they're eating.
Right.
So the other thing that you want to, consistency is a big key. Okay. Being consistent with things, because people, once you start posting about this, you don't have to have every post about plexus. You just want to be consistent in posting every day to keep your audience active.
Okay. And I haven't even posted today. Crap.
Huh?
I said I haven't even posted today.
Don't let it stress you, because there's still days I don't even get a post in. Or there's days that I don't get one until like 3:00 in the afternoon, and I'm telling her, we've been working all day and I don't even have a post up. Are you kidding me? So,
well, it's 10.
I know. And consistency is key as far as messaging people. You've got people asking questions, and you need to talk to them about things. Be consistent with messaging them. And if they say following back up, if they say, not right now, or no thanks, then, you check back with them and message them about life. Get to know them on a friendship basis, so that they still keep you in mind, that you're that plexus lady that is going to, you're still keeping you fresh on their mind.
Like, how was your Easter?
So the people,
did you get to spend it with your family? Things like that.
People what?
Okay, so the people who I contacted, but they have not after I told them, and they just kind of dropped me. Yeah. They didn't respond after I sent them something.
Say,
how would you?
Was some of my information I sent you overwhelming? Because sometimes it could be a little bit too much at first, and they might be like, no, I'm just not interested. Or some people say, now it's just not, this is not a good week for me to sign up, or blah, blah, blah. You could say things like, when would be a good time for you? Or, no, I'm not interested in parties. You say, okay, we can come to you. There's usually there's ways around each thing that they say. There's usually ways around if they're not responding. They're usually watching.
Right.
So if you know the person well enough, you can leak little information to them. Like if you know one lady that she is ignoring me, but I know she's watching my stuff.
Right.
Because she has made one comment one time. So I know enough about her to know that she struggles with depression and anxiety really, really bad. So
Right.
in my posts, I do a lot of things about depression and anxiety, or I will send her like a little bit of info that I found on depression and anxiety in private messenger, and either just send that or write under it just a little food for thought, thinking of you.
Right.
Things like that. Or you can write them back and say, did my message come through okay?
And I've done that, but they don't respond back.
And they still don't.
Yeah.
Well, and the other
Because
thing you can do is not have it anything about Plexus. You can just start talking to them. Just start being back to being friends, and what's going on with your family, or hey, I know you went on a trip before, the other day. How was that? Or how's your job going? Just whatever conversation you would have with them on a normal basis, get back to normal conversation, because then they don't feel like you're being sold to.
Right.
And because, again, they're not saying no to you, they're saying no to what you're offering. And in this business, we also have to be bold and not afraid to ask for the sale. That's the other thing. So I'm going to kind of go off the subject for just a minute, okay? The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. We are making up the objections in our minds. We are, sorry, we're moving. We are,
okay. Well, I've been making a whole bunch.
You're okay. So we're making up these fears in our head, okay? They're what we feel they're going to feel about us. All right? So fear is the only thing we have to fear. We don't have anybody else to fear. So if you have the thought in mind that, okay, if somebody tells me no, then it's because of what I'm offering, or they don't have enough information, I'm moving on. There's a book out there that's called Go for No. Okay, so in this business, the more no's you go for, the sooner you're going to find the yeses. It's a numbers game. Okay, and you can't take the no's personal. There's still times that I take no's personal, but the longer I do this, the less time it takes me to recover from a no. All right, so you need to first of all be bold. You need to be like, hey, I have something I know can help you. I would love for you to let me come, let me tell you about it, or teach you about it, or let me, whatever, however you want to go about that. Okay. And be confident in what you have. Even if you are faking it till you make it, be confident in our products. You know darn well they work. You know what they've done for you, and you know the difference they've made for you. You've also seen what difference it's made for all of us around you and on our team. Okay. So go at it with confidence. Whether you really are fearful inside and you're really confident with yourself or not, go at it because you have confidence in these products and you have confidence in what you're offering. Then, when it gets time, you'll be able to tell where the conversation's going. You've given them information, they've asked questions, and you've said, one way that you can ask them for the sale is, hey, is today the day? Is today the day you're going to give these products a try? Or is today the day you're going to take your health in your own hands? Is today the day that you want to find out what if, or you can always say, hey, if money wasn't a problem, what part of your health would you want to change? If they come out with the money objection, say, I understand, and I've been there. I didn't want to do this either, but I knew that I had to make a change in my life for my health to change too. And I know that these products are good, and I can help you get your products paid for if you're interested in it. And you have the 60-day money back guarantee. You have nothing to lose. All you have is health to gain. Okay? So you just have to go at it being confident in the products. There's times that I stand up here and talk, like for instance, these sip and seas that we do. I stand up here and there are days that I want to hyperventilate, but nobody in the room would know it. Okay, there's times like today I was super anxious about it for some odd reason, but nobody in the room could know it. Lisa knew it because I told her, but nobody else would know. okay? Because I can fake it till I make it, right? So be bold. Don't hesitate to ask for the sale. Say, hey, are you ready to give this a try? Are you ready to, see what these can do for you? Don't hesitate, because if they say no, then say, okay, what objections do you have? What is holding you back from trying these products?
And you'll have a lot of people probably say, well, is it an MLM or, multi-level
Is it network
marketing?
marketing or multi-level marketing, or
And
is it a
just-
scam?
And just say, you know what? Yeah, a lot of those can make people say, because I was skeptical of it, like Mary Kay. That one was. And it was just felt like it was a sales thing. And you just empathize with them again. Say, hey, yeah, I get it. There are a lot of companies out there that have done me over, and it's made me very skeptical, but I had a really good friend introduce me to them. And so just the reference from the suggestion from my friend, I knew that I could trust her in it because she was familiar with it and tried it. So often, we go more by references from people that we know versus a commercial on the TV, an ad on a car, things like that.
The other way you can think about it too is you go to a restaurant, you love the restaurant, okay? What are you going to do? You're going to go tell your friends that they need to go to it, right? You find a product at stores that you really love and say, I found something that helps with this. Or, my gosh, have you tried that hairspray at the store? Have you seen this new product? I tried it and I love it. Well, you're doing the same thing with these, okay? People are more likely to try something if they know somebody that is doing it too, that has used it and has a story behind it, whether it's from the store or it's from a network marketing company. So, these are just things. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. If you don't know how to answer somebody's question, copy and paste it and send to Lisa or send it to me and say, I don't know what to respond back. We will then write something up for you. You copy it, you paste it, you change it a little bit for them, and you send it off. They have no idea that it came from Lisa or myself. They think it came from you.
Right.
So we're here to help you in every way, shape, or form that we can. You're in this for yourself, but not by yourself, okay?
Right.
So don't let it discourage you. And if you have hard weeks, then it's okay. Your goals, you need to make daily goals of what you want to do every day. Little simple things. It can be daily things like I need to get one post up. I need to read my scriptures. I need to, things that you're going to do every day that's daily life too. You need to make a weekly goal. Something that I want to talk to this many people this week. I want to, and then make a monthly goal. And don't get mad at yourself if you don't achieve all of that by the time frame you gave yourself, because guess what? Tomorrow is a new day. Next week is a new week. Next month is a new month, and those goals can still be there. Okay.
Right.
I was silver and it took me almost 2 years to get to gold. Okay. Did I stop looking for gold? No. Did I stop working towards gold? No. Every month I kept going and I kept working. Okay. So you're reaching for silver because that's how you're going to get your products paid for. That's your 3 people. Okay. 3 people might overwhelm you. So let's say you search for 1 person. You reach out to this many people because you're going to get 1 person. So simplify it. Make it simple. Don't overwhelm yourself, because just keep it simple so that it doesn't overwhelm you. I just repeated myself a gazillion times. Sorry, guys.
One thing
You did, but it was fine.
is you have people that come up to you, physically come up to you and stuff and ask you things, and you said you kind of had a hard time trying to figure out what to say or do. One thing that I thought of that might help some, because you do have the health knowledge there, so you understand about health, but another thing that could help you is ordering some of the pamphlets.
That's what I would like to do.
We can teach you how. You can get the main one right here. That
Okay.
shows all the products.
Except the Vital Biome.
but it does show a picture on the back.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh.
Really weird. We don't understand why.
I didn't ever notice that till she said that.
Oh, that's weird.
But
Yeah.
that right there kind of gives you like the basics of what each little thing does. And so you can say,
Oh, okay.
here. And then on the back, you can also put, you know, your information and stuff. Like for this one, it has mine. I wouldn't put your website on it though, just because when people go to that, the first thing they see is the retail pricing and it scares people away.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
And
so put your Facebook name on there and your phone number, and if you want your email on there. I don't check my email, so I didn't put it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't put it on.
But what you want to do is, the reason you don't want to put your website on here is because you want to have the conversation with them. If all you do is keep giving them the website,
they're not going to
come back and ask questions because they have it all in front of them. And they assume that that's what the price is. They assume that's where they order.
That's the only way they can. There's no discount.
Yeah.
There's no cheaper
So
way.
you want to talk to them, and then you want to walk them through ordering. So if you're going to give them your website, they're not going to know what to do with it.
That makes sense. I guess I wanted to order those, so.
Yeah, these are, if you go into your back office, okay, down a little bit further past all of your numbers and stuff, it'll tell you Plexus Prints.
Oh,
and that's where you order them. Okay, if you want me or Lisa to help you, we can do that too. Okay, but if you order them through your website or through your website, through the back office, then you put all your information, not your website, but the plexus.com in your back office. Okay, you can order it through Plexus Prints, and they're like, I think.
Have you checked out your back office at all?
Have you
Do
gone
you know
in there?
what we're talking about with that? Up in the right hand
I think
corner.
I looked at it a little bit, but
The virtual office.
I think I've looked at it a little bit.
Then you scroll all the way completely down to the very bottom after you click virtual office in the right hand corner.
I think I'm going to have to play with it because I don't think I've
We can help
around
you.
enough.
We can help you. We can walk you right through it. I know right where it is. Anyway, order these. It comes in packs, I think 50 for like $24. Or you can get 100 or 150. Okay. I ordered the 50 for $24 because for this first time, because I wasn't sure how many I'd really go through. They've lasted me a little while because not everybody wants them, but it gives me the way that I can reference too. Because each one of these gives the basics of what they do.
That
I
makes
keep
sense.
them in my purse, so if I do get the courage to go up to somebody at this store, then I can hand it to them. Like, I wish I had done this. I saw one lady looking at Hydroxycut, which is a weight loss supplement, not supplement,
Weight loss drug.
weight loss drug.
Right.
And that was the most perfect time I could have gone up to her and said, hey, I've tried that stuff. It doesn't work that great, but I have something that works amazing, plus gives you energy without caffeine. Would you be interested? Here's my pamphlet. And or actually, you know, one of the things they've started telling us on the YouTube videos is get their information.
So if you talk to somebody, you have it in your court. You've got the contact in your hands. You give it to them instead of saying, "Here's my pamphlet. Contact me when you're ready." They're not going to. You say, "Hey, are you on Facebook? Because I can contact you through Facebook," and you have them on your phone in your Facebook. Search their name and send them a friend request, or you can ask them. You know what?
I'd get their cell phone.
Get their cell phone. Because
then they can not friend you on there.
Yeah.
And then that ends the.
Yeah.
That's true.
But there's, or an email. There's different ways that you can go about it. So, get their information. If you've got friends at work, say, hey, can I send you some stuff through, which is the best way for me to send you stuff? What's the best way for me to send you information? If you're friends with them on Facebook, great. If you've got their cell phone, great. Ask them that way, because a lot of times we don't know what to say face to face, or we get a little nervous face to face. And a lot of times we need time to think about what we're going to send them, or find the the right information for them. And so
I'm kind of expecting people to say, okay, I want to get it. And so now the more you talk, I'm kind of expecting that, but I can't really expect that because what I need to do is really kind of more close them.
yes, you need to close the deal.
Yeah.
But if you're too hesitant to do it, you can always say, hey, you know, I'm just learning at this. Can I put you in a 3-way text message or a 3-way phone call or a 3-way message through Messenger with my friend?
Just do it.
Or just do it.
Because the more and more I ask to do that,
it just occurred to me. Yeah, that's what I'm
the
doing.
more and more they'd be like, I don't know who this other person is. And they feel like they're more tied down. So I just started doing it. And then, you know, people would get the information that they need and they might not respond. So then I'd go back to private messaging, just me and them. And I would say, hey,
Without me.
did you understand what we were saying? Sorry, I just am new at this. And so I have Nikki here helping me. Is there any other questions that weren't answered that I could be of any help? Or, you know, are you ready to get this amazing journey of your health started now? And don't feel like you're being pushy. A lot of people feel that way.
And if you say, are you ready to do this now? Then it gives them a chance to say yes or no, but it also gives them a chance to say, I don't have the money right now. I need to wait till I get paid. You say, oh, okay, well, when do you get paid? And they say, next week, or on the 15th, you say, okay, I'll contact you next week and just see if you're ready for it. Right. And then again, if they say no, not yet, then you wait a week or 2 weeks, or, you know, a few weeks go by. Don't want to wait too long.
Don't give up on those people.
Don't give up on them, because I have somebody that I just signed up that I've been talking to for a year. And now she's all excited about these products. She's excited to talk to people about it, all that kind of stuff. So don't ever think that just because the first time you talk to them about it, or second time or third time, that they're done with, because they're going to come around.
Right.
You know, and if I would have based it off of Lisa and I friended her on Facebook over a year ago. I just started talking to her because I didn't feel like it was the right time to bring Plexus up. So I just started messaging her personally about other things that I saw going on in her life. And I knew eventually I could bring up Plexus. Whether she bought from me or not, that would be a totally different thing. But eventually I'd be able to bring up Plexus. So I just formed a trusting relationship between her and I. And it made it so she opened up to me about a lot of things that she really wouldn't have opened up to people about. And we just kept talking, and I kept checking on her and being sincere. And then the time came up where she started asking me about Plexus. I started to talk to her, and then that's where it went from there. So don't think that every conversation has to be about Plexus. We are a relationship building company.
Yeah.
Okay? And you're going to have people trust you more if you have some sort of relationship, friendship with them to begin with, or create one. Okay? So did we answer all your questions?
Okay, I'm going to just address this one lady. So I need to go to bed.
Okay.
Because I've been getting 5 hours of sleep every night and I'm dying.
Oh, shoot, honey. I'm sorry. We'll be quick. Okay.
So this lady came to me again today. So she comes to me every once in a while because in my facility I see her. And I worked with her before I switched over to this other building. So she's like, so how you got to tell me your update. And so I was talking to her, and she goes, and then she's not a very, the whole time I've known her, she's not very open about herself. She doesn't talk very much about herself. She's very closed. And that goes with work, because that's how it was. Anyway, we had these debriefment periods. So make a long story short, she started telling me about her gut and about her not feeling good. And she says, lately, I've just been really yucky. Like, I can't hold, Anyway, her stomach hurts, and she said, I don't know if it's what it's going on, but she hasn't been feeling well. So, and I sympathized with her, and I said, well, I totally understand what you're going through. And then she says, well, let me, or I want to come to one of those classes, because I told her about the pink, what your sip and see.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, okay, we just got to figure out when to do it, that both of us can do it. And I said, when are you available? She's like, well, you just need to let me know, because I have different times that are going on. So just tell me when you can do it. So I can't do it on Thursday.
Okay.
This lady is, I swear she would totally do it if she's asking me all these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that already pointed out, I'm like, holy crap. Okay, she's asking me, she wants to come to one of these things again.
Mm-hmm.
So
how did she leave it with you?
Just like that?
Yeah, I had to hurry and go, and so she had to leave too.
Do you have her information to contact her?
Oh, well, I have her cell phone. I have everything, because we were friends in the other work. And so I see her. I see her like maybe once a week anyway.
Okay, so here's what I suggest. We need to pick a week that you want to do it. I know next week may be super busy for you because of moving, but if it's not, then let's pick two days that we can give her an option of. Okay. Maybe not Thursday, because you can't do Thursdays, but let's say, okay, can she do Tuesday or Wednesday, or can she do Tuesday or Friday? You know what I mean? Let's give her a couple of options and say, hey, we have this night and this night open. Which one works best for you? Okay. And then we're going to pin her down. And if that means we go to her, then we do. If that means she comes here to Lisa's house with you, we do it. If that means she comes to your house, we're going to do it. So that's how you're going to do it, is we're going to decide which week we want to do it. And we're going to give her 2 nights that are options, because a lot of times we find that people do better if they have options. But you're going to pin her down for 1 or 2 days. And if she says she can't do either one of those, then you say, okay, then you tell me which night next week works best for you, and we'll make it work. And if she says, well, next week is hard, and say, okay, what about the next week? We are open to teaching you about this.
Or is daytime, or just don't let her.
Well, she can't do days because she works the 5 days a week. So
right.
I'm just saying. I know her. Yeah. So
give her the options. You decide which week works best for you. We can pretty much make any night work for us. Okay. If it's a harder night for one of us, I just need a little bit of time.
We can do it over Zoom.
We can do it over Zoom. We can do it over Skype. We can do it on the phone.
Just like this. Yep.
Yeah. So there's a lot of options. You find out what nights. Give her 2 nights.
Yeah. Don't leave it big and up to her.
No.
Be kind of a little bit in control.
Be bold.
But then also with your control of like this date or this date, then she still has the ability to choose. You're not just leaving it completely open. Otherwise, that's how people can't pin people down, is because there's too much of free range.
That makes sense
for them.
And I think that's how I feel what I'm doing with my people who are asking me. So
there's no closure.
Yes. And I've never known how to do that. So,
okay. So if you have one of those and you don't get it closed, while you're talking to them, come to us and say, Lisa or Nikki, whichever one you want to come to, say,
don't feel like you have to respond right that second.
Yeah. Let them think for a minute, or leave it open. The best thing to do is let crickets happen. If you have a conversation that's going, ask a question that might leave them a little bit uncomfortable to give you the answer, as far as like
what would you say?
You know what I'm talking about, where you
like another lady who came up to me and she goes, I'm not trying to ignore you, just haven't had a chance to think about what you told me. And this and I I just Facebooked her. But I was trying to clean up stuff at work and trying to leave tonight. And so and she was working too. So I was like, it's only these short little spurt conversations. But even with her, even if I could, if she came up to me and said that this is another person, if she came up to me and said that, there's something there's a
spark of interest.
Yeah. So
You
I
planted
do
the seed.
do all that. Yeah.
Mhm. So
Okay.
you could say, hey, I have these amazing things that I'm really super excited about. I can't keep my mouth shut because of how many wonderful things they are doing for me and so many people I know. I would love to share more information with you. How about if I contact you time? Whatever it is that you can.
Oh,
And then if she says, well, and you feel like she keeps making excuses, just say, you know, maybe this week on time we can go out to lunch and just chat. Is this a free time for you, blah, blah, blah date? And just keep saying, I'm really excited about it. It's not something I'm bugging people, but I just can't keep my mouth shut about it.
And say, I really feel like you could benefit from these, and give her the reasons.
Or people that you know could benefit, even if you feel like you can't. And that's what I'm saying you're saying to her.
Yeah.
Or him.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Does that make sense? Did we answer that
Yeah.
question okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and she's told me it's her sleep issue. So, and I told her quite a bit of stuff, and I think she understands, but I don't know how much.
That's why it would be so great, like when you have just these small moments where you said you don't have a lot of time to
Yeah.
explain things. If you have those pamphlets on hand or in your
Oh,
purse,
and then just give it to her.
grab it and say, here, look through this, look over it. These are the products that I have available to us. I'd love to teach you more about them, on how they are helping me and people I know. I'll give you a little bit of time to look over it, and then I'll contact you to see if you have any questions.
I'll contact you in a couple of days, or I'll talk to you tomorrow about it, or whatever. Give them a time frame, because you want to make it urgent to them. You want to make it like you can't wait for them to get on these products, and you can't wait for them to see the results. Talk to them like they're already going to try these products. Talk to them like it's, super, super important and urgency. Hey, let's get you started. The sooner the better. Let me contact you in a couple of days type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But the longer you wait on these people, if you don't catch them, somebody else will. Because with it being Utah and it's so popular here versus all the other states, I'm finding that there's so many people out there that are doing it that we don't even know that are doing it, that will snatch them up real quickly.
Okay.
So,
good point. Very good point.
Yeah.
Very good point.
Did we answer everything for now?
What's that?
Did we answer all of your questions for now?
Sure. Yeah, I need to go to bed.
Okay, go to bed.
Did you find a place to move to, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, finally. It's kind of small, but it's a place. So,